Alrighty, hey there guys, Adrian Acosta here, aka Jetterbo95, coming at you guys with another video. This will be the last of the Christmas series, guys. And in this video, guys, it is going to be talking about the best defensive abilities for Madden 23. So in this video, we're going to look at the best linebacker in terms of like coverage and pass rushers, as well as defensive linemen. And then in terms of cover, and then we're going to look at defensive backs on the next section after this. So before we get into that, though, guys, if you guys could do me a quick favor and hit the like button below and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We did have a solid 2022. I would like to have a better 2023 in terms of the channel. But with that being said, let's talk about the ability. So Lurker, I think on linebackers is an essential. Like you just got to have this. You just have to have this. It should be built into the game already. I don't think Lurker should be making your linebackers able to jump. I've said this before. I'll say it again. Lurker should make your linebacker user incredible, not usable. But Lurker is absolute must-have. You need to have this ability on any linebacker in coverage. Otherwise, they just will not jump for the ball, and they'll let the ball sail right over their heads. Now, if you have a fast enough linebacker, you can get around a little bit more and just put your hands up to like catch it. But and actually, in order to be able to like jump and get the pick, you're gonna have to like need the lurker ability. Deep in KO, I think is straight up useless. I wouldn't use it. Same with deep out on linebackers. I just would not use it. You're never dropping them into deep zones unless you're playing like a cover two style defense and having a linebacker play a middle third. But even then, I just wouldn't do it. Flat zone KO, however, on linebackers, I'm gonna say it's an A tier ability. Because flat zone KO will activate on passes that are thrown inside of 10 yards, which is, shallow hook curls. If you have your linebacker in a flat zone, if you have your, if you have them in any of those, if the ball is thrown within 10 yards, they will activate and they will look to knock it out. So in that situation, you could definitely use flat zone KO on a linebacker there. Inside and outside shade on linebackers, I would say is useless. Same with the film study ability. I think those are useless on linebackers just because they don't really have good man coverage anyways. So there's no point in using it. Acrobat, I would also say, is useless on a linebacker because you're not going to get a jumping animation without lurker. So this is straight up useless. Same with like the route KOs and one step ahead. I think putting your linebacker in a man coverage assignment is just overall a death sentence waiting to happen. So I just would not even worry about it at all. Anyways, chuck out I think is also useless. That was route KO. Chuck out is also, and bench press are also useless. Outmatched, I'm going to put in the D tier. Now, the only reason it's in the D tier and not any lower is because of the fact that it does win contested catches against running backs. So if you got a running back, say, you're going into a flat zone and your guy's throwing the ball at the running back and the linebacker happens to be there with the outmatched ability, he'll probably come down with that. So you could definitely do that. But other than that, I just wouldn't even bother with it. Pick artist, I'm putting in the A tier. I still think it's good. But obviously it's not as good as lurker because you definitely need lurker to be able to jump for even pick artist to even matter. So I wouldn't even worry about, I wouldn't prioritize pick artist, but I would say definitely after you put on lurker, if you have like a spare AP or so, AP or two, and want to put a pick artist on your linebacker, definitely go ahead and do so. Tip drill, same deal. If you got some spare AP afterwards, definitely look to put on tip drill. Crusher. Now I like Crusher. I'm putting this in the A tier. I think I think Crusher overall is very good. It does give heavy ball carrier fatigue on hit sticks, which if you're going up against a guy who loves to run the ball, if you're hitting him hard with a Crusher, more than likely he's gonna be gassed and he's either gonna come out of the game, or if your opponent foolishly no huddles, he's just gonna be like breathing like, and it's gonna be, he tries to hand it off again, you could just crack him again, and more than likely you'll get a fumble because he's just too tired to hold on to it. Demoralizer, I'm putting in the D tier. It can be good, but like I don't necessarily think it's worth using. Enforcer, I love Enforcer. I think it's an A tier ability. The only thing with Enforcer though is obviously it is not a guaranteed fumble anymore like it used to be, which I think is fine. I don't think Enforcer being a guaranteed fumble every single time should be a thing. I think that's just insane. On the ball, I like this. I'm putting this in the A tier. I don't think it's worth investing 2 or 3 AP over. But if you got like 1 AP on the ball or like a 0 AP on the ball backer, which I don't think there is any discounted on the balls, um, pause. I think it's just better to not worry about it. So actually, we'll put it down in C tier. Goal line stuff is also going into C tier as well. Mainly speaking about like ends and defensive tackles now. To be completely honest, there are like inside and outside stuff is better. I wouldn't even worry about goal line stuff, especially since it only works on the goal line. Inside stuff, for me, it's an S tier ability. I know people can cancel it out easily, and that's fine. But for me, having that inside stuff keeps people honest, and it allows me to tell. Mainly, it allows me to tell if the handoff is actually a handoff, or if it's a play action pass. So that way, I can either try to look to get to the backfield, or I could try to look to drop back into my zone with my user. No outsiders is also the next progression to it, but I think it's an A tier. Not many people run outside zone, but you could still use it. Like if you got like some AP to if you got a good amount of AP to spare, yes, put on no outsiders. I think no outsiders could do some work for you. Out my way, I think this is a C tier ability. I don't think it's very good anymore. Last year it was pretty okay, especially on the Cam Chancellor who got it for free. But yeah, other than that, it's not that good. It's just not that good. Reach Elite. I'm gonna put this in D. I actually have no idea if it even does anything or if it's any good. So yeah, Reach Elite going in the D tier. Run Stopper I'm putting in the B tier. I think it has potential to be good on your team. The thing is like, is it really worth 2 AP on a defensive tack on a run stopping DT? No. Is it worth 1 AP? Yeah, it can be. But I don't think, other than that, I just don't really see a reason to invest into run stopper. Secure tackler, I'm putting in the C tier. Actually, I'm going to put secure tackler in the D tier. Like, it's supposed to give you higher success rate on conservative tackles, but you still get engaged in tackle battle animations anyways, so there's really no point. Stonewall, I don't even think it does anything, so it's going in the F tier. Strip specialist, I don't think is very good. Secure tackler is also tackle supreme, I mean, as well as unfakeable is going in the F tier. Unfakeable is going in F. I don't even think that's good. Now let's get into the pass rushing abilities, guys. So now we're in pass rushing. Let's talk with Adrenaline Rush. This gives you all your points back on a sack, and I'm going to put this in C. I think it could be good in the right situation. If you got a lot of if you got some really good pass rushers, I think it could be really solid. I am just not sold on it, personally, so I'm not going to worry about it. Bogo, I'm putting in the D tier. You just get a free move after spending a pass rush point, so you can combo it with double or nothing, and you could spend like one. Actually, I don't even think that works. I don't know. Defensive rally, I'm putting in the B tier. If you got double or nothings, this ability really does shine to give your pass rushers an extra pass rush point. However, if you're not using double or nothings, this ability is basically useless. So I would not even worry about it. And speaking of double or nothing, we're going to put this in the S tier. This ability can straight up win you games if your opponent does not have edge protector or secure protector. Double or nothing can straight up win you games, flat out. And it works everywhere. It's not just on defense on the edges now, or at least it never was. But Edge Threat and Edge Threat Elite are also going to be in the S tier. These abilities can win you games this year if your opponent does not have secure protectors or has edge protectors. These abilities can straight up win you. El Toro is going in the F tier. I don't think it's very good. I've seen some people say that it just straight up doesn't activate at times, and that's kind of pathetic when you think about it. Extra credit going in the D tier. You just basically get an extra max pass rush point. Like, okay, I just don't care enough. Instant rebate. I believe this one is successful sheds restore a pass rush point. You see how I actually have no idea half of these, so this one's going here. Yeah, I don't know. Mr. Big Stop to start the down with half your pass rush points. I mean, I'll put it in the C tier as well. It could be good with double or nothing. Starting with half your pass rush points. So if you have like 5 pass rush points, you basically can get 2, which means you got uh, a free double or nothing activation essentially on third down. Combine that with like say defensive rally, you might be able to get 2 activations there. Pending Ripper, Spinner, Speedster, and Swim Club. I'm putting in the F tier. I don't even know what they do. To be completely honest with you. Unpredictable, I'm putting in B. It's not as good as it was last year. I still think it is somewhat good, though. Like, if you have it on the right players, I think Unpredictable can still be very, very good. I don't know what these two are, guys, so I'm not even going to worry about it. And then Under Pressure, I'm putting in the S tier. Under Pressure this year can Oh my god, I hate under pressures this year. They just flat out just can take over a game. It makes it like under pressure is so good that it makes it just extremely difficult to pass at times, or even to justify passing. So, but yeah, that is going to be for pass rushers, and linebackers. Let's move on to coverage, defensive. Let's move on to defensive backs now. For coverage, last one, guys. So I appreciate you guys watching the video and all of you guys being liking and supporting throughout the day. For Acrobat, though, I'm putting this in the C tier. I think Acro this year is not as important as it was in years past, mainly because of the fact that with Acrobat, it's costing a lot more AP. Like, there are some players with discounted Acro. I think 10 Hendricks, strong safety, has 3 AP Acro, as well as his Hispanic Heritage Month player has 3 AP Acrobat. And I know the, what is his name? Troy Polamalu that came out with the Ghost of Madden on Thursday, I mean, gets Acro for 1 AP. But other than that, I just don't see a reason to go pick up Acrobat. Bench press, I think I'm going to put in D tier. Actually, bench press I'm putting in B tier. I forgot this was the man coverage one. Yeah, if you run a lot of press man, this can be very, very good for you. But other than that, it's not really something you should invest in. Chuck out, I'm going to say is D tier. Not many people run a lot of zone. Honestly, I think zone is pretty bad overall. So I just would not even touch the chuck out. Deep in zone KO is still F tier. It is straight up still useless. Don't know why it doesn't activate on throws inside the numbers. It only or in the hash marks or whatever it's supposed to be. The point is, deep in zone KO is just straight up useless. Deep out zone KO, on the other hand, is a must-have ability. One of the best abilities in the entire game, in my opinion. It's very great for preventing those over-the-top ags. It helps those deep zone defenders get over there to break up the pass and even react. For fuck's sake, because sometimes zones just don't react anymore. I don't know what happened to the zones from the beta, but yeah, zones nowadays are just not good anymore. I don't know why. Deep route KO, I'm putting in the A tier. I think man coverage. I think man KOs just should not exist, or at least at the bare minimum, man KOs should not be as overpowered as they are, because these KOs can shut down route tech for some reason. No idea how that's possible, but it is what it is. Flat zone KO on defensive backs, though, I think is a must-have, especially for those guys that like to throw to the quick flats. If you could get a 1 AP flat zone KO, I think that would be ideal. Obviously, I think on normal zone corners, though, it is 2 AP for it, and I wouldn't mind spending the... My apologies. I would not mind spending the 2 AP. Lurker on defensive backs is straight up useless. Do not use it because they already get the jumping spectacular picks as it is. Mid route and even short route KO I'm putting up in the A tier is really, really good. Outmatched for putting an F. You don't ever line up your cornerback against a running back unless they're playing empty. That is the only time that happens. But even then, you could just use other abilities. Mid zone I'm putting in the C tier. I'm not sold on mid zone this year. I am not the most confident in it. I don't think it's very good. It can be in the right situation. Like if someone tries to hit a quick seam, I've seen it activate and knock it out then. But I don't know. Like I don't think it's very, very good. You know? So one step though. The thing is we don't have one step in the game. So I'm gonna put this at B tier. because obviously we do have things like inside and outside shade, but I don't think anybody has one step ahead now. So at least at the recording of this video, who knows? Maybe the LTD Antonio Cromartie has one step ahead. Not a clue. Film study, I think, should be an F tier. I don't think it should be in the game. Tip drill, I think, is an S tier ability. Even maybe high A tier. I would say if you have the choice between pick artist or tip drill, take the pick artist. But if tip drill is cheaper, then obviously take the tip drill. I would rather pay the free AP for the tip drill than the 1 AP for the pick artist. And speaking of pick artist, though, it's a must have ability in this game. I think pick artist is just absolutely essential to any overall defensive back. You're not going to catch a pick or even a deflection if you don't. On the ball, I think is pretty good. I'm putting it in the C tier. I think it's good. I'm using it on my Kobe Bryant that gets it for free. So it's been good there, but I don't think it's worth investing AP into, especially when you need things like these and maybe even tip drill and the KOs. And then inside and outside shade are going in the S tier. These things can single-handedly just ruin a game for you and make your opponent's life a living hell. I straight up hate inside shade. I hate man coverage abilities being overpowered in general, but it is what it is. Can't really do much about it, guys, but that is going to do it for the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Once again, thank you guys for all the support and views and likes throughout the Christmas time. It is appreciated. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.